So, good morning, friends. So, in this video, we'll explain the books of accounts, how to maintain the books of accounts, etc. So, first, what books to maintain? What books to maintain? First question comes is what books to maintain? Okay. So, there are basically three sets of books of accounts to maintain. What books to maintain? What books to maintain? Okay. So therefore, three sets of books of accounts to be maintained by every entity. So books of accounts are basically back-end supported to the financial statements. Since books of accounts are basically back-end supported to the financial statements, we have three financial statements. That is balance sheet. Okay, we have three financial statements. That is balance sheet. Next to profit and loss account and cash flow statement. Profit and loss account and cash flow statement. Balance sheet, profit and loss account, and cash flow statement. We have three sets of financial statements. Backup books, back and support. Okay, supporting books. So financial statements are the summary. Books of accounts are the detail. So supporting books, supporting books. So for the financial, for the balance sheet, to maintain a balance sheet, I have to maintain a books of accounts of assets and liabilities. Okay, to maintain the profit and loss account, I have to maintain sales and purchases. Sales and purchases. To prepare cash flow statement, I have to prepare receipts and payments. Have to prepare receipts and payments. So these are the back end support. Financial statements are the summary of books of accounts. Therefore, for every financial statement I prepare, I should have a backup support with the detailed books of accounts. So for balance sheet, I have a support of assets and liabilities, details of each asset and liability, and profit and loss account, sales and purchase, cash flow statement, receipts and payments. So these are mandatory books, mandatory for every company. These books are mandatory for every company. Mandatory for every company, no exception. Mandatory for every company, there is no single exception. No single exception. That means they have to be maintained. For sir, whether a charitable entity section 8 company has to maintain these books, yes. Sir, whether a one person company has to maintain these books, yes. Whether a small company has to maintain these books, yes. Every company has to maintain these books. Or how about the government company? Whether a government company has to maintain these books? Answer is yes, every company has to maintain these books. There is no single exception from maintaining these books. Okay, that is the first thing. So what books to maintain? Mandatory for every company, no exception, including section 8 OPC. Okay, including section 8 OPC, small company, startup company, etc. Small company, government company. So normally you may get doubts about these entities, whether they are also required to maintain books. Yes, they are also required to maintain books. Okay, how, what books to maintain? Next question is how to prepare those books. Okay, when to maintain those books? Okay, those books has to be maintained for every financial year. When to maintain? When to maintain? So those books has to be maintained for every financial year. So those books to be maintained for every financial year. It's not that for every financial year they have to maintain books. For every financial year they have to maintain books. It's not that only for 1 year. It's not that only for 1 year they have to maintain books. For every financial year, for every financial year they have to maintain the books. Next, that is when to maintain the financial books. Next, how to prepare the books of accounts. How to prepare books of accounts. Okay, when to maintain every financial year, how to prepare books of accounts. Accrual basis and double entry system of accounting. 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 So this is also mandatory. This is also mandatory for every company. No company can maintain the books on cash basis. Even section 8 company or one person company, small company, no company is allowed to maintain its books under cash basis. Every company, suppose every company is compelled to maintain books under accrual basis and double entry system of accounting. So therefore mandatory for every company. Mandatory for every company has to maintain the books on a every company has to maintain the books on accrual basis only. Okay, right, that is what the point. When to maintain, how to prepare the books of accounts. Next, how to maintain the books of accounts. How to maintain the books of accounts. How to prepare the books of accounts is this accrual basis and double entry system of accounting. Next, how to maintain the books of accounts. Books of accounts can be maintained in physical form or electronic mode. Physical form or electronic mode. Physical form or electronic mode. Books of accounts can be maintained in physical form or in electronic mode. Okay, so if the books of accounts are maintained in physical form, then there arises a question where to maintain. So if books of accounts are maintained in physical form, there arises a question where to maintain. Where to maintain. So manually you can maintain books of accounts, or you can maintain books in electronic form also. Of course, nowadays everybody is maintaining the books on electronic mode only. So if at all physical books are there, where to maintain? Where to maintain? Okay, so where to maintain the books of accounts? Where to maintain the books of accounts? So head office books, head office books, head office books, head office books. So where I can maintain the head office books? At the registered office, at registered office, at registered office itself, at registered office itself, at registered office itself, or second point, other place in India, any other place in India, or any other place in India, any other place in India, as the board may decide, as the board may decide. No need to take the shareholders' approval. Since the shareholders are not allowed to verify the books of accounts, it is immaterial to them where we maintain the books of accounts. Okay, so therefore, at any other place in India, as the board may decide. In India, as the board may decide. So here the key points we need to remember is these two are the key points we need to remember. Okay, in India board, in India board, any other place in India as the board may decide. But we have to inform the ROC within 30 days. We have 7 days. We have to inform the ROC. Okay, inform to ROC within 7 days. Inform to ROC within 7 days. Inform to ROC within 7 days. Not approval. We are informing to ROC within 7 days. Okay, as any other place in India, as the board may decide, inform to ROC within 7 days. Okay, so head office books at the registered office premises itself or any other place in India. So we have to inform the ROC even if you are maintaining at some other building in the same city. So this building is my registered office. I am maintaining the books of at some other besides building only, but still I have to inform the ROC. It is not talking about outside city or outside state, etc. Other than the registered office premises, other than the registered office premises, maybe in the same city also. Even if you are maintaining the books of accounts in the same city, but still you have to inform the ROC within 7 days. Any other place in India, any other place in India, including the city of registered office. Don't confuse that only when we move away out of the registered office we have to inform the ROC. No, even within the same city also we have to inform the ROC. Okay, right. So board may decide, we have to inform the ROC, head office books. Next, branch books, Indian branch books. I can take Indian branch books. Indian branch books. We have to keep the Indian branch books. Indian branch books. Indian branch books. Okay, so where to maintain the Indian branch books? Where to maintain the Indian branch books? Indian branch books at registered office, at registered office, or at branch office, at branch office, at registered office or at branch office, at registered office or at branch office. If it is maintained at branch office, if it is maintained at branch office, then what we should do is that if it is maintained at branch office, we need to if it is maintained at branch office, we need to send periodically summarized returns to our in India. Okay, summarized returns periodically, summarized returns periodically, summarized returns periodically, summarized returns periodically to India. Okay, summarized returns periodically to India. Indian branch books can be kept at the registered office or at branch office. So if the Indian branch books are kept at the branch office, we have to prepare, we have to send summarized returns periodically to India. Next, other thing is foreign branch books. Where shall I maintain the foreign branch books? Where should I maintain the foreign branch books? So foreign branch books I can maintain at foreign branch, at a registered office, at registered office, at branch office, same, at foreign branch office, at a foreign branch office. So even it is outside India also, no problem. Normally we said that any other place in India. So for this, branch office is exception. If the branch books are in a foreign country, if the branch is in a foreign country, then you can maintain in foreign country also, no problem. If the branch is in foreign country, you can maintain in foreign country also. The to this general rule called as any place in India, for that foreign branch is exception at foreign branch itself. But the point is periodical summarized returns quarterly. Okay, summarized returns at least quarterly. Summarized returns at least quarterly. Summarized returns at least quarterly. Okay, so therefore here there is a restriction that at least quarter we have to send the summarized returns. So when the books are maintained in physical form, head office books at registered office itself or other place in India, as the board may decide, Indian branch books at registered office itself or at branch office. If it is maintained at branch office, we have to send summarized returns periodically to India. Foreign branch books at registered office or at foreign branch, summarized returns at least quarterly. Summarize returns at least quarterly. This is where to maintain the books. Next, electronic books of accounts. Electronic mode, very important question. Maintenance of books of accounts in electronic mode. Maintenance of books of accounts in electronic mode. Maintenance of books of accounts in electronic mode. Okay. Maintenance of books of accounts in electronic mode. Electronic mode. Maintenance of books of accounts in electronic mode. Electronic mode. If the books of accounts are maintained in electronic mode, main server may be in India or outside India. Okay, main server may be in India or outside India. Main server may be in India or outside India. Main server may be in India or outside India. Main server may be in India or outside India. Backup server must be in India. Backup must be in physical. Backup must be physical server in India. Backup must be physical server in India. Okay, main server may be in India or outside India. Backup must be physical server in India. Okay. Electronic books you can maintain at India. Main server may be in India or outside India. Backup must be physical server in India. Next, when we retain the books, whatever the information we receive, we have to retain in the same format as we receive. Say for example, I receive one statement from a bank, or one statement from debtor, or one statement from creditor, or any other thing. If I receive any communication, that has to be retained in the same format. I should not edit, I should not change the format. Therefore, to be retained in the same format in which it is received. To be retained in the same format in which it is received. To be retained in the same format. To be retained in the same format in which it is received. To be retained in the same format in which it is received. This is what the point. So I have to retain in the same format in which I have received. Next, storage. So how to storage that? How long I have to storage that? As directed by audit committee or board of directors. As directed by audit committee or board of directors. Okay, storage as directed by audit committee or board of directors. When I store it, I should be able to retrieve it. When I store retain the information, take the information, store the information, and retrieve the information whenever you want. Take the information, store the information, and retrieve the information whenever you want. Okay, so retain, store, and retrieve. So I have to gather the information from external sources. I have to store it, and again I have to retrieve it whenever it is necessary. I have to retrieve it. Okay, retain, storage, and retrieval. Then when I will retrieve, it should be displayed. So retained, storage, retrieval, and displayed. Okay, so this displayed is the information. Retained, storage, retrieval, and displayed. So I have to, when it is displayed, it should be in legible form. It should be visible. When I am displaying, it should be visible. Okay, visibly displayed, font size and the language, not machine readable language, human readable language. Okay, next I should be able to take out the printouts. I should be able to take out the printouts. So retained, storage, retrieval, displayed, and printouts. I should be able to take the printouts of it. Okay. So this is what I have to maintain the electronic books, and I have to inform the ROC, annual filing with ROC. Annual filing with ROC. So every year I have to file with ROC what is the name of the service provider who is providing outsourcing services to keep the books of accounts in electronic form, internal IP address of the service provider, etc. So annual filing with ROC, name and address of service provider, name and address of service provider. Okay, next IP address of service provider, cloud address. Okay, cloud link, cloud address where I am if at all I'm maintaining the books in a cloud. So these are all the details I need to maintain. electronic mode. Okay, so when I'm maintaining books of accounts in electronic mode, these are the important points, very important. Electronic mode examination. So where to maintain is this point. Okay, next question is, so first, what books to maintain? These books, assets and liabilities, sales and purchase, receipts and payments. When to maintain? For every financial year, how to maintain, how to prepare those books, accrual basis and double entry system of accounting, how to maintain those books, physical form or electronic mode. If I'm maintaining in physical form, then question arises where to maintain. If I'm maintaining electronic mode, these are the points. Next, how long to maintain? How long to maintain? Okay, so how long I should maintain? How long I should maintain the books of accounts? How long I should maintain the books of accounts? Okay, incorporation, available years or incorporation years, whichever is less. Normally 8 years. Normally 8 years. Okay, so incorporated less than 8 years back, whatever is available. Incorporate, common sense. If I've incorporated 4 years back, from where I'll get 8 years financial statements? I have incorporated 4 years back only. From where I'll get 8 years financial statements? Not possible. Therefore, incorporated less than 8 years back, incorporated less than 8 years back, incorporated less than 8 years back, whatever is available. Whatever is available. Okay, whatever is available, you have to maintain. Normally 8 years minimum. This is minimum, not maximum. Normally minimum 8 years. Minimum 8 years. You can maintain more than that also. Incorporated less than 8 years back, whatever is available, you have to maintain. Okay, right. What since the date of incorporation, that is since the date of incorporation. Since the incorporation. Since the incorporation, available for 3 years or 4 years, whatever is maintained. If central government has conducted investigation by central government. Investigation by central government. If central government has conducted an investigation and then more than 8 years, I have to maintain books for more than 8 years. Okay, so this is how long I have to maintain the books of accounts. Next, who can check these books of accounts? Whose responsibility is to maintain the books of accounts? Who has to maintain? Who has to maintain? So till now I have discussed about all these things. Books of accounts should be like this and all those stuff. Who has to maintain this? Whose responsibility? Whose responsibility? Whose responsibility? Responsible person. Who is responsible to maintain this books of accounts? So basically, managing director or whole-time director in charge of finance. Not all whole-time directors in charge of finance. Chief financial officer, or any other or any person authorized by board, or any person authorized by board. Any person charged by board. Charged means delegated. Delegated to whom work is delegated by board. Any person charged by board. What do you mean by charged? Charge means delegated, work delegated by board. So these are the persons you have to maintain. So therefore, any of these persons may be entrusted with the task of maintaining books of accounts. Okay, so if they deviate, they have to pay penalty of 50,000 rupees. Okay, if they fails to maintain the books of account, they have to pay penalty. This is who has to maintain. Next, who can inspect? Who can inspect the books of accounts? Who can inspect the books? Who can inspect the books? Okay, so who can inspect the books? So books can be inspected by any director. By any director. By any director. Books can be inspected by any director. Okay, books can be inspected by any director, independent director, nominee director, whole-time director, or any other director, not only that particular category of director will be verified. Women director, resident director, any director can verify the books of accounts during business hours. During business hours. Okay, so if financial information is maintained by the company outside India, then company should provide that information to the directors within 7 days. Okay, if financial information maintained outside India, if financial information maintained outside India, so if the financial information is maintained outside India, director himself has to ask personally. Director himself should ask the company, not the agent. Should ask the company, not the agent of director, not the agent. Okay, director himself should ask that information about the company. Company shall provide within 7 days. Company shall provide within 15 days. Company shall provide within 15 days. Director himself should ask the company, not the agent. Company shall provide within 15 days. Within 15 days, company has to provide the information. Any director has to maintain. So inspection of subsidiary books, inspection of subsidiary records, subsidiary company records. Director of holding company can verify the books of accounts to subsidiary company if authorized by board. If authorized by board. Authorized by board resolution. Authorized by board resolution. So any person, need not be director, any person, any director can verify the books of accounts of not only the holding company. Director of a holding company can also verify the books of accounts of the subsidiary company if authorized by board resolution. If authorized by board resolution. Okay. Right. So I have, these are the points in the books of accounts, related to books of accounts. Let me check the board material. Is there any points which I have missed out in this? Okay. Right, that's it. Okay, so that's all with a brief overview, maintenance of books of accounts, section 128. We have briefly discussed about section 128. Okay, in the next lecture, we'll discuss section 129, that is financial statements. Okay, thank you.